products in stock and ready to help you pack, store, and ship everything. And you can count on Granger.
At Ace, we know not all paint is created equal. So to do it right, start with exceptional paint that's designed to last. Only Ace has this collection of premium brands like Benjamin Moore, Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines, and Clark & Kensington. And your local Ace has premium service and quality paint that stand up to the test of time. With gallons of paint like Royal, starting at only $29.99. And right now, buy a gallon of Clark & Kensington or Royal paint and get the second one 50% off.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
About 1 in 5 people with fatty liver disease have NASH, which can lead to cirrhosis.
I thought I had fatty liver disease, but it's actually NASH, and it's scarring my liver.
Rezdiffra is the first and only treatment for NASH with moderate to advanced liver scarring without cirrhosis. It works directly in the liver to help reduce scarring and reduce NASH.
Before taking, tell your doctor about liver or gallbladder problems, or if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or plan to be. Serious side effects include liver injury, gallstones, gallbladder, pancreas inflammation. Stop taking and call your doctor about tiredness, nausea, vomiting, fever, rash, jaundice, stomach pain. Tell your doctor if taking gemfibrozone, cyclosporin, clopidogrel, or statins. Side effects include diarrhea, itching, dizziness, constipation.
I have a way forward.
Ask your liver specialist to test for scarring.
We'll get back.
Awesome.
Thanks, Ben. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
What? Why did I say that?
Goldfish have short memories. Be like goldfish.
Crushed it.
can really taste the hickory on this Harvey 6-hour smoked pulled pork.
You know, I always thought your best quality was.
People ask the question, how in the wealthiest nation in human history could we possibly still have so much need? We're face to face as we walk through our cities with the homeless crisis, child welfare crisis, incarceration, poverty.
You know, we've kind of lost hope in humanity.
This is Dominic and Jedediah, and they haven't given up hope. They see effective nonprofits at work in all U.S. cities, but many seem to be acting alone, without access to the resources or the volunteers needed to make a citywide transformation. Their new idea? Form an unlikely partnership with the 235 million Americans in the faith community.
The core of the faith community is to love the neighbor or to activate generosity at scale.
Oftentimes, our faith communities are disconnected. They're not united around addressing the greatest issues facing our cities. But we believe people want to unite, they just don't have the playbook, and they don't have the roadmap.
Together, they formed Love Has No Limits, an organization that would unite faith groups to serve alongside nonprofits. Their first step was a massive experiment in Los Angeles.
There's incredible human beings in all these cities that for years or decades have been trying to make a difference. And they've been doing it alone, and they've been doing it isolated. And these are the moments that say, look, there's actually an army of us. And if we can unite the power of collective might, what's really possible?
It won't be easy, but if they can pull it off, could this new model be the way to actually solve some of the greatest challenges facing America?
This is Stand Together Presents stories, ideas, and advice from changemakers tackling our biggest challenges.
The United States has spent over $16 trillion in the last 60 years on poverty-related programs and has seen almost no results. So, what's different about the approach these guys are taking?
You know, we believe in people, We believe that people closest to the problem are best positioned to solve it. And so when you think about actually empowering an individual to serve their community and solve its problems, government in top down, unfortunately, is just so disconnected. And there's so many relational layers that are missing that it can actually never really serve and solve that problem well.
Of all the institutions best positioned to bring bottom-up empowerment, it is the faith community.
The faith communities in America outgave the government of America to developing nations in the past year, outgave them by 40%. So that the action of generosity is there. The challenge is they often just don't know how to work together, and they really don't know where they can enter into the conversation.
Here's how it works. The test of their strategy started in 2019. Dominic and Jedediah first held group meetings with the nonprofits throughout LA. They identified the poverty, child welfare, and city restoration projects they would tackle if they had additional support. Then Love Has No Limits approached Los Angeles faith groups, outlining the concept and providing training for volunteers. In their playbook, houses of worship would become service centers to collaborate with the local nonprofits.
The way we're uniquely able to come into a community or a city and bring diverse spheres of influence together is we function as a platform of trust. We're not trying to be the hope. We're not trying to be the hero. We're actually trying to be the back end support to bringing all of these groups together.
After a year of behind-the-scenes collaboration, Love Has No Limits brought everyone together in a massive campaign called One Day LA, the largest collaboration of volunteer service Los Angeles had ever seen. Over 20,000 volunteers worked alongside local nonprofits and businesses.
There's almost like this wind of energy that says, I'm not alone. We have people in LA that were a block away from each other, that didn't know each other, two different diverse organizations, maybe didn't value each other. And now they're working together in their communities to where they can make the greatest difference together.
One major goal was to bring empowerment to families in crisis by identifying the supplies needed to close child welfare cases.
These were families that didn't have bad parents, but simply poor parents. They didn't have basic necessities like a bed or a bed frame or a dresser, which is a thing that the city could actually remove a kid out of the home.
2,000 families stepped forward to foster or adopt children in need. They also formed relationships with over 5,000 experiencing homelessness, connecting them with programs that led to housing.
One of our convictions as a movement is we're not going to treat people like a problem to be solved. Instead, we're going to come around people and bring relationship, bring holistic community support to individuals to bring true empowerment.
You know, at the end of the day, we're able to put on probably the most outrageous humanitarian relief campaign in a city where we had endless amounts of critics that said, that's impossible here.
Love Has No Limits is planning to launch similar campaigns in more cities. The results in LA have shown the lasting impact that can come from facilitating a network of relationships between faith groups and local nonprofits.
I think when we look across America and look at our cities and think about all the different entities and roles community champions are playing, we really see these as an energy grid of resource, of services and solutions that can be provided. You know, and I think faith communities and NGOs are the greatest example of that. And we realize that when you create a vision large enough for anyone to be a part of it, it allows there to be a lift for all ships, all organizations.
It makes it so sustainable when you build that way that the people driving the initiatives long-term are fixtures in the city, and they're going to be there 5, 10, 15, and even more years from now. And as people continue to work collaboratively, continue to work intelligently on addressing challenges facing our communities, there's actually impact happening. It's measurable, it's evident all around us, and we haven't even scratched the surface of what's possible.
Stand Together partners with changemakers tackling our biggest challenges. To see more stories, follow our channels. And to learn more about how you can partner with us, go to standtogether.org.
More boxes, more options. Grainger has over 1,700 box types in stock and ready to help you pack, store, and ship everything. And you can count on Grainger to deliver your boxes fast. Count on Grainger for boxes. Call or click Grainger.com/boxes today.
I'm John. I wanted to quit smoking for years. I tried several different times. Nothing seemed to work for me, but I didn't give up. Eventually, I found the right doctor, and together we came up with a plan that finally worked by using 2 quit smoking medicines and getting counseling. My tip is, keep trying. You only have to quit for good once.
You can quit. For free help, text QUIT NOW to 333-888.
Every ounce of weight I have is going around the perimeter. Yeah, the way that setup was going at first, I thought I was going to pack it all back on, but I've got things kind of anchoring the whole situation down. Outside, there's the folks in that camper over there. She was really giving me a bit of a dirty look when I was setting up the tent. So, hi neighbor. It will be out early in the morning, that's for sure. So I'm just gonna hunker down, lay low, really pray for this wind to stop. This panel here is causing some wind resistance, so if I open it up, the wind will just kind of blow through and it won't blow the tent over, but then I'll be seen. And I'm playing like a little kid here. It's, if I can't see them, they can't see me. I'm just ignoring what's out there because I don't want to get told to move along. If it starts raining, then I'll put the fly on. I've made enough of a spectacle of myself in this parking lot for now. Let's see how the night goes. People are just looking and probably thinking, weirdo, going about their daily business. The normies wouldn't understand exactly what I'm up to. Pushing the limits of what can be considered an RV in a parking lot. That sounds like rain. Aha, raindrops. I'm still not putting the fly on. This will blow over. My tent's off kilter a little bit here, so when the parking lot dies down, I'll straighten it out. Walmart has officially closed. That's not really my concern. My concern will be the parking lot security, which there is sure to be some. I'm down to 68% battery, and this is going to take a long time. Another overnighter pulled up in their RV. Nicer than mine. Chicken is cooked, so I'm going to throw in some of this Mexican rice to go with the rest of this theme of the meal. I really hope this is the rice. If not, it's going to be a crunchy meal. I'm going to skimp on the seasoning. Throw in some corn too. I finally found one of these little containers of corn. Not that it helps make the meal any smaller, but a lot of my recipes do need just a little bit, and a whole can is too much. Good to add a little more water and let it cook 40% or so on the jackety to go. Okay. I'm going to straighten out this tent. Parking lot is pretty quiet, and the tent is definitely off on a kilter there for sure. So. That shouldn't blow away. And that is a look here. It's unusual, I suppose. Oh well, I'm no stranger to that. Absolutely no wind right now. It's dead calm. And the forecast doesn't call for any wind. And we all know those are very accurate. So, I'll get this a little more domestic. I don't think anything could go wrong. This is not so bad for a parking lot. Time for a step two. Because we don't tempt fate. We don't want any problems. There's always enough problems as it is without asking for more. So, delicious. Pepsi. This could be a long night. I've used 2/3 of the power. Now, I've had this power bank for probably 5 years, 4 years, and I think it's probably not got as much capacity as it used to. So, to be sure that I get this cooked, I'm just going to insulate this crock pot a little. Keep all the heat in there. You know, what could go wrong generally? Okay. Just a few people in the parking lot, sitting around the cars, because that's where all the excitement is here tonight. Nothing to worry about, though. Something I do need to worry about. My power supply is down to about 20%. So I've turned the slow cooker to low, draws about 100 watts, and I might have an hour of cooking time left. Heavily bundled, and my fingers are crossed. I tried the rice. It wasn't crunchy, but it was chewy, and that's not a quality I look for in my rice. I was a little worried how this tent would attach onto the RAV4 because for the first time in history, this model and trim didn't come with a roof rack. And the instructions say I gotta tie it onto the roof rack. So it is kind of elasticy and it goes around there. And the one feature I really liked is I can actually close the back and that stays on. Not as well as if I had a roof rack. If I have to go to the washroom at the nearby McDonald's or gas station, I can lock the car with my stuff in it and hike on over. So far this tent is getting some thumbs up from me. The moment of truth is coming. 6% left. I'm going to let it go right until it runs out of battery. And if the rice is too chewy, I'll just pick up the rice. Certainly got a quiet parking lot tonight. Lots of light, so I don't have to use my flashlight. When I look through the front of the car here, I can actually see the light illuminating in the tent back there. So I might not have too much privacy tonight, but that's okay. I'll be out early in the morning. May as well get the mattress set up. I will be sleeping in the car and not on the ground at the parking lot with broken glass and nails and who knows what. So I lost the straps that came with this mattress, so ratchet straps are good universal tool. Carry with you 24/7. Well, we all saw what the battery said. I will let this sit here and stay as warm as possible. Just get those residual little simmers out of it before I find out my fate. I know the chicken's cooked, so it's going to be safe to eat. How enjoyable the rest of it is, I'm too scared to find out. So just letting it sit there for now. And I'll just relax here a little and choke down my delicious step 2. That clears out the parking lot for now. Look at that. Quite a view right up my tent. I like it. Oh, it actually looks cooked. Okay. Let's see. Perfectly cooked. Okay. I got lucky there. Time to assemble my meal. That's onion crunching, not the rice. Jacket didn't even burn. Amazing. Today is my day. Texas/Mexico cheese. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I should have known better. I got the light stuff. You can usually tell by the pale blue writing. So it's a little healthier than I planned to go with this. I hope it melts. And I also got the healthy flavor of sour cream. 5%. Sure runny. All right, so I should be able to devour all of this tonight, no problem. That's great. I should have got bigger tortillas. But nothing better on a warm spring evening than a hearty slow cooker meal in a tent. But that was really good. I'm going to sleep awesome tonight. I'm trying to figure out the best use scenario for this tent setup. I always try to figure this out when I try out new gear. And I think there's good potential with this because I like to do back of the car camping, and up in a remote area, it's nice to have a spot to stretch out. I definitely wouldn't cook in here in bear country or anything like that. Parking lot's one situation, bear country, completely different story. And, I suppose, yeah, you could close this and be in the vehicle away from any animals or danger. But still, that's just, you want to avoid all that situation. So it's kind of a cool, chilling area. You can set up and relax and then crawl right in. With a bigger SUV, it'd be a lot more comfortable. You could have like a double or a queen in the back. So that's kind of how I see it. I'm going to use this up some logging roads and stuff like that for those adventures when I don't want to haul a trailer that would get smashed up on all those roads. They're pretty rough. And I don't want to just sit in my car all day or underneath the overhang to stretch out if it's raining or something. I don't know. That's the use situation for this that I can see. Or a nice day at the beach. I'll have to remember that the door is on the passenger side. So there's only one entrance into this, and that's on the passenger side. If I'd known that, I would have pulled in the other way. But I suppose I could have looked on the package, the picture there. So, and I'll have to air this out real good because I did cook in here. And when I use this in bear country, if I fall asleep on a hot day and I got this open with some breeze blowing through, I don't want to track the bear over and wake up to find him gnawing on my still twitching leg. So, with that said, button this up, charge up my phone for a little bit. I want to be sure my alarm goes off tomorrow. Walmart opens at 7. I'll be out of here 6:30. Sunrise is at 5:30, so I'll have a lot of light to take this down. And hopefully not too many people shaking their heads in disgust at me. I don't think we're going to have any problems tonight at all. Haven't seen a security guard drive by. Nobody cares. It's just a little humiliating to be using the tent in the parking lot. But that's okay. It's not the first time I've been There's the other. Okay, the birds are up already. Great. I'm a little bit late. It's like 1 a.m. I was just trying to keep an eye out in case there were security coming around and wanted to talk to me or something. But yeah, this is cool. Look at this. Here. So promises to be a interesting sleep. The sun will be up 4.5 hours from now, so I'll get whatever sleep I can. And see you guys in the morning, unless something happens overnight. Morning, everyone. I woke up a little sooner than my alarm by 15 minutes. This is a bit chilly. It was warm enough. I was brave enough. I thought I'd just use a little sheet here, this little flannel sheet. No, I should have brought the big sleeping bag, but I don't know. I normally run a little hot when I sleep, so it's nice to have a nice refreshing, which I certainly did. But I suppose I'll get out of here. There's a few people in the parking lot, but I'll start taking this down. It's looking like a beautiful day. I know what dinner tonight is. Leftovers. This mattress is the only real tricky thing I have to deal with other than the tent. The rest of it, I'll just shovel it all in the back. Oh, there's the alarm. Okay. I don't think I've used a slow cooker with an actual portable solar generator power pack before for any serious length of time. I've used it to keep stuff warm, but I don't think I've used it to try to actually cook something. And yes, it's a little bit old, but that was what we call in business a closey. Things could have been a lot worse. Good morning. Up before the crowd. Years ago, I got my first actual decent tent, and these coupling things were on the inside, so it was flush on the outside, completely smooth. I was floored by that development because I'd never seen anything like it. But a lot of people told me, "Where have you been? That's what they're all like." But this is what I'm used to: is these big stupid knuckles on the outside that get caught when you try to slide them through. So, for those of you lucky enough to not have to use these, good for you. But for the rest of the world that we're used to these annoying things, which this would be down by now if it wasn't for that. And for me explaining. Feel better already now that the tent that can be seen from space has been taken down. Let's get out of here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. So you don't need a fancy dancy camper, up there, to stay in Walmart parking lot overnight. As long as you show up late, You leave early, you're courteous, you're overly paranoid, and you're quiet. So we met all the requirements for last night, and I don't know about you, but I need coffee. Let's go. I know. Just McDonald's is the only thing open right now. Actually, their coffee and tea is not bad, so I'll be having a tea today. I'd like to thank all those who have supported the channel.
Hi there, Marcus.
Oh, hi. Could I get an extra large Earl Grey tea with 2 milk and 1 sugar?
Extra large Earl Grey tea with 2 milk, 1 sugar.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything else?
Nope, that's all.
Try one, please.
Thanks. Yes, it's been a couple of weeks. I've been feeling really bad lately physically. So I've started to take my health to heart a little bit more. You've seen how I eat, right? And I'm trying to avoid any issues. Did she say the first one or the second? I don't know. Yeah, I've basically been bedridden for like the last week. That was the second. I should have paid more attention. So, yeah, just been getting a lot of sleep, drinking a lot of water, eating healthy. Hey, thanks. Thanks.
Here you go, man.
Yeah, have a good one. Cheers. Yes, I've been, like I've had a headache, sore eyes, fatigue, all that good stuff. I thought it was allergies at first. But yesterday actually was the first day that I've been feeling kind of good in like a week. So I jumped on the opportunity to get back on the horse and film a little video here. So diet sour cream. That was really pushing the boundaries on what could be considered sour cream and what's just simply yogurt. Well, thanks so much for watching. It's always neat to try out something new, like this little tent. And this is just another weapon in my camping arsenal now. I will be going through my shed, kind of taking inventory and clearing house on some things, donating a lot of stuff that I have either duplicates or that I don't intend to use in the future because I want stuff to go to a good home. So maybe we'll do something as Step 2 channel. We'll tour through the whole thing, and I will start putting together my donation lists. So cheers, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.
Lowe's knows you want powerful tools to power your projects. Save on Cobalt tools and outdoor power equipment, like trimmers, blowers, and drills that all run on the same 24-volt max battery. Power through your whole project list. Shop Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save.
Welcome to Camping with Steve. Just leaving the car here in a parking lot because we got a pretty good stealther today. I really scaled the gear back. I've got some different stuff that's a lot smaller because I tried to do a stealth camp last time, and this backpack was like the most humongous thing that's ever existed. So we're in this urban area of Edmonton. It's got a greater metro population of, around 1 million people. And there's so many wooded areas like this right behind me. So you can see what's going to happen here. This place we're going to tonight used to be a campground up until fairly recently. It's been abandoned because they built a bunch of subdivisions all around it with really nice homes. And that is not copacetic with campgrounds right in their backyard. So it's turned into kind of a city park instead of a campground, but it will be used as a campground again tonight. There is still kind of remnants of the campground that used to be here. There's actually still signs that say what the site numbers were. So I'm going to sneak back in there. It looks like there's an old water spout or something. And it should be fairly level. Should be one of the old campsites, but it's all grown in. I found a pretty good spot. It's a little close to the trail, but that's okay because I got the camo netting and everything. But it's stinking hot. That heat warning is back on, and it's about 32 Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit here. And there's no breeze in these woods. So I'm going to get this backpack off and go to the outside, cool off a little bit, and see just how obvious the backpack is even through these woods here. Definitely potential to be seen in there. So I'll string that camo netting up and start to get the shelter set up. Then I'll just kind of abandon it and we'll go walk around, do the rest of the tour of this campground. This is the very first stuff I'm going to put up. It's this. Comes with zip ties. I don't think I'll need them, but you never know. It's this die-cut camo cloth. And it's kind of like the material of like a J cloth for cleaning. So it's really durable. It doesn't make noise. Make much noise. And this will conceal things very well. I got the most appropriate color I could. I have another one for a slightly different season. It's the prime time hour for hikers and joggers right now. That gives me a little more stealth here. Another couple coming down the trail.
Should we go back this way or? What?
Okay, my heart just stopped there. That's exactly what I was always afraid of. It's a dog running up to the campsite. Whew. Now that that's over, the second thing I'm going to do is turn on my Thermacell insect repellent right after I move this leaf out of the way of the camera. There you go, guy. Okay. We'll get that going, and the heart will start beating again, and everything's going to be all right. My efforts to go lightweight. I've got these smaller butane cylinders. Nothing to worry about, just a couple of cyclists. And these smaller ones. And this model of the Thermacell screwed right onto the butane. I've shown that in a few videos, but in case people are wondering what it is that's driving the bugs away, I know there's sometimes new viewers to the channel that haven't seen the old ones. The Thermacell. Yes, that they're not a sponsor. It just works. So I don't mind showing the gear that works. All right, and I can see it lit up through a little viewing hole. And we'll let that gas the area here. And make sure not to leave any trace behind, because that's the reason they don't want people camping here. It's been pretty much non-stop with pedestrians and cyclists. So I've just been chilling here. I got this little dollar store folding tripod. chair. They're cheap and it works. So I got a tent footprint I'm going to put down. I'm just using this little screen tent TV thing. It folds up really small. This is kind of parts of the new kit that I've got for a little more stealth here during the summer when I don't want to bring the whole kit. Okay, that's not stealthy. Note, Velcro's not your friend for stealth gear, and neither is this neon green stuff. Okay. Oh, thank God it's gray. Okay. Throw this in here. It's got the sleeping bag and the shelter in it. This thing I'm using is called the Mosquito Pyramid Net. And never even heard of it before. When I was in the store looking for a screen, and it wasn't even that badly priced. So this fit the bill nicely. I don't know how much this thing's gonna do, but okay. I've had about enough of hiding in the woods here. I'm gonna get out there and have a water and cool off in the breeze if there is any breeze. Oh, yeah. Much better, much better. Oh, it feels good to be out of there and get some air movement on me. So the main trail is this thing here. That's the one I came down on, and I am stealth camped right in there. I'm just out here taking a look to see what I can see, because that's what I do. If anybody asks why I'm out with the camera, I'll just tell them I'm trying to film a flying squirrel or something. I don't know, but stealth camp is right in there. There we are. Outside, back, the rest of the stuff. Well, the roads here are in fantastic shape, and there's the evidence of the old sites right here. You can see an old water hookup, it looks like. Well, I was out here trying to stealth camp this earlier in the spring before there was any leaves out. And it was way too obvious. And that was the week I'd missed. Trying to find somewhere good out here was difficult. And the families just wouldn't leave. Like, people were here looking at the creek, and I'm just trying to stealth camp. But, you know, if families are out here and they see a weird guy with a camera, that would produce an issue. We don't like issues. There's another old site here, and nature has began reclaiming it. Well, they planted a few here so that people wouldn't keep camping. But you can see there's water, and actually, they've even still got the old sewage connection hookups. A lot of infrastructure still here. Wow, is it ever nice to not have that huge backpack on? I only look slightly suspicious with the camera. This place is just crawling with people. This bridge here, I'm not sure, but I think it may have been the old entrance into here. When I was scoping it out last time, it came in from the other side, which turned out to be a much longer way to go than what I used today. There's also this road here, and that goes up to the main road. So these could have been both entrances, I'm not sure. It's just a part of history we'll never know. Well, there's not much left here at all, except for those sewer hookups, those pipes, and it's just some posts that say what site it was. It's still pretty hot. There's a nice creek here. I'm gonna wander down to the creek. I hope it's a little bit cooler down there. And I'm gonna bring something with me. I won't say what. Beer. And we'll have step 2 down there. This is stealth mistake number 1. I built this thing on an existing trail. Don't do that. That's why the dog came in earlier. There we go. As a matter of fact, this entire channel in general is just a cautionary example. Do not look up to me and do not look to me for advice on this. This could be trouble depending on where you live. I don't get it. How are beavers even moving these logs? Are they the size of horses or something? Like, some of these are gigantic. And they're chewing them down and bringing them over. Unreal. Down here by the creek. Is it cooler? Yeah. Is there more mosquitoes? Yeah. But it's okay. Where there's more mosquitoes, there's less people. And I can enjoy a 5 of Diamonds Pilsner by Blind Man Brewing. Doesn't sound very good. Be stealthy as possible with these. I gotta get like twist offs or something. Whoa, yes. Liquid heaven right in the palm of my hand. Okay. Guzzle this down, and when people are finished their after dinner walks, I'm hoping it's after dinner, must be. It's about 8:44. This is the after dinner hikes for people that are healthy and energetic. And they'll all go back to their homes, watch TV, and I get down to the business of making burritos in the woods.
I packed them packing up. I took care of all this. Why am I doing this? I'm never leaving.
Let's get real. You don't want to be here today. Nobody does. Okay, maybe that guy does. But you drink Orgain, giving you the energy to act like you want to be here. Orgain, it's real nutrition for real life.
Save your groceries. For the love of food. Ziploc.
Just for Men gives you your strongest, fullest, thickest looking beard yet. Mustache and beard, now with keratin. In just 5 minutes, score your best beard ever. Just for Men.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
I was going to cook up at the campsite, except the rich, hearty smell of bean and cheese burritos wafting out of the woods is going to draw some attention. And it's pretty dark in there to boot. So out here by the creek, a little more light, and there's nobody around, so I can whip up a quick little shore lunch here, shore dinner, and then we'll get into the woods when it's a little bit darker. Got the bag with the food stuff out of the woods. This place is really quieted down. People are scared of the dark, it looks like. Kind of burritos. What I got is this Mexican flavored rice, refried beans, cheese, and tortillas. So I'm gonna cook up the rice, dump in some refried beans and cheese, put it on those tortillas, and chow down, because I'm starting to get a bit hungry. One of these tiny MSR stove things, and it just goes on to, of course, these isobutane cylinders. Not much in there, but it's okay. Just gonna cook up the rice. That's pretty much all we have to do. Cook up the rice, melt the cheese, and we'll be eating in no time. With a setup like this, what could possibly go wrong? Now, I did measure out, what was it? 1 cup of rice, So I need 2 cups of water. And this little thing has actual measuring marks on it, so that'll be just fine. 16 ounces of water it is. So at the moment, being in the park right now, this is completely allowed. I'm allowed to be doing this up until 11 o'clock. And then there's trouble when it comes to 11. I'm not supposed to be in here. Another reason not to cook right by the can. These things are louder than spit. We'll see how this Mexican rice tastes. I did bring some taco seasoning just in case it's not up to par. Rice is pretty much done. There's still some liquid in there. Let's see if I need the taco seasoning. Oh yeah. It needs a little something. That should do it. So, refried beans and tortillas. Tortillas are always a great thing for this type of stuff because they don't go stale very easy and they're pretty impossible to squish. So, I've been struggling over the years to find a decent can opener. This isn't one of them, but it's better than a lot that I've had to deal with. I'll just scoop that in. Oh, it's like dog food. Appetizing. I know you can open up the other end and then slide it out, but I want as few sharp edges as possible in the pack when I'm bringing it back. Oh boy. It's going to come in one plop. Oh, that looks rude. Well, I'm going to have some beanie burritos. I hope this better decongeal in the heat here. Look at that. Now you're cooking with Steve. Wow. And there's just enough room to dump in some cheese too. And of course we got the Texas Mexico cheese, which features a blend of pizza mozzarella, cheddar, and Monterey Jack cheeses with jalapeno peppers. Oh boy, what have I done? Of course, it's like 3 pounds of food for me. That's the way I roll. It's good. Mosquitoes are actually not too bad. This is normally their prime hour. And there's the odd straggler here or there, but for the most part, much better than far north. Okay. So for what this lacks in presentation, which it does, it actually tastes pretty good, the parts of it I've had. I've cooked enough for our army, as always. That's kind of what happens when you're dealing with a whole can of refried beans. I don't need leftover refried beans rolling around the backpack. So, tastes just like store-bought. That's good. And a good thing I'm not inside a tent tonight. This is a lot of beans to eat. I'll do my best. That was delicious. Sure hit the spot. I'm going to pack up and head back to the campsite. That noise, I'm sure, is not for me, but can never be too careful. Just on the way back to the woods where I got that camp and get tucked in for the night. It's getting quite dark out here, and there's no moon to speak of, just a crescent moon. And thankfully, got a flashlight, but I got to use that delicately in a stealth situation, of course. So I have to give a huge shout out to the folks that have donated to the cause here. And I think it's a long list today because last week I just kind of had an update on the bus. So I don't like to do shout outs when it's not like a full good video. So there's nobody around. Looks pretty okay to use the flashlight kind of covered up. I know people have suggested to use like a red light, but I'm colorblind, so that really would affect me. I wouldn't be able to see a thing. So the bus is repaired. Good folks at Avenir Mechanical up by Plamondon, around Maclevish. He's the fellow I bought the bus from, and he was more than willing to help out. So with buses, one of the tricky things is that not everybody knows how to work on them. It's a pretty specific type of vehicle. And if anybody's up that way and needs mechanical work done on bus or anything big, I check him out. No, he's not paying me to say that, but here we go. Okay, perfect. It's just the way I left it, so that's awesome. Gonna get the sleeping bag set up, and I hope that's not a mosquito. That thing's huge. Oh, I think the steam coming off of like my hand, my body. It is. It's been a hot day, you could say. So, yeah, get this off, and thanks again to everybody. Thanks for following along. If you like this sneaky stuff, please subscribe. But there's also other stuff all the time. There's a bunch on the go right now. So, cheers, everybody. So, of course, it's just started to rain. I looked at the radar, and we could have an interesting night. But there's some gear here that I picked up today. I'll show you in more detail in another video. But I felt actually bad spending serious money on gear because I normally really don't. I've been stealth camping with like the bottom of the barrel stuff for quite a while, but it's just so big to put in the backpack. And if I'm going to be seriously getting some stealth camping done, I got to have some lighter stuff and smaller stuff. Anyhow, so Thermarest, Neo Air, Uber Light, and that will be the sleeping pad. And it literally fits in like this, the size of a hot dog or something. And I have no idea how durable any of this stuff is. I just don't know. But of course it comes with an inflation bag. I did not know that. Otherwise I wouldn't have bought this little electric motor that will inflate it. It'll take a while to inflate this, but we'll see if it even works. If I'm doing it right. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah. That worked out pretty good. The major reason I got this thing is it can deflate it too. And that's always a real hassle in the morning trying to deflate these things. Get out of here before the constabulary comes through. Stuff this inside of here. That way it won't roll around on me underneath the sleeping bag. Okay. So this complete sleeping system, seeping system, right under there. Now, grab a few twigs here and try to stake this in a little bit. The rain is beginning, and my stealth thing is kind of blown around, but the tent, yeah, I can see water beads in there already. I have to do some drastic action here, and trying to remain stealthy makes it all the more of a challenge. That. I don't care if I get wet, it was a hot day. This will be downright relaxing and refreshing. No checking radar. Now, for some reason, the radar isn't really playing the full thing, but like we're right there, and there's this big storm coming in. I'm right at the blue dot there, south of Mill Woods. It looks like it could go on for half an hour or more, so pretty much time to hunker down, I guess. Not too bad. So keep the midnight moths away. Oh, perfect. And yeah, I'll do more of a review on this stuff when it's a little lighter and we're not doing a full-blown stealth, because I know gear's expensive and I don't want to lead anybody the wrong way. So far, packs up small and it works pretty good. So, oh, something in the rain. Great. Okay, well, this is pretty much useless unless it's staked down, but I'm sure it wouldn't exist if it didn't somewhat work. Getting too tired to care. If I wake up wet, I will wake up wet. See y'all in the morning. Well, good morning. I think that was a pretty successful mission. It's quite early here, like 6:30ish in the morning. And that's when I gotta be up if I don't want people walking their dogs stumbling across me in the woods. So, shouldn't be too much to pack up, really. We'll see. Like, one of the main reasons with this thermarest thing I got is deflating it is a lot easier than trying to roll up and deflate this thing. I should be able to get this suction down pretty good. And yeah, overall the gear performed pretty good, I do think. Except for this. This will require a little more investigation. I can see the concept of it is pretty good. But it does need to be staked down at the edges for sure. But I didn't get bitten by mosquitoes, so it's pretty good success there. So I'm gonna start packing this up, and we're gonna get out of here. Let's fast forward through time as I put this all away. Perfect, all packed. Let's roll. Oh. It's not mine, but I'll throw it out. There's not even any garbage cans around here. Wow. Okay, well, we are out of the woods, so to speak. And yeah, that's all there is to it. There. That would actually be pretty obvious without the without that camouflage tarp. So that was a great success. That is how you get some stealth camping done. It is getting pretty smoky around here due to these wildfires all over the place. So, wouldn't want to be doing any major hikes right now or anything physically exerting. So, that's a good thing we're stealth camping. But thanks for watching, everybody. Just packing up. Yep, we got about 8 more to do in the area here over the next short little while. And we're all planned up and all ready to go. So, until next time, you've been camping with Steve.
More boxes, more options. Granger has over 1,700 box types in stock and ready to help you pack, store, and ship everything. And you can count on Granger to deliver your boxes fast. Count on Granger for boxes. Call or click Granger.com/boxes today.
This Saturday, it's the one-day shoe sale at Boscov. Buy one pair at the ticketed price and get the second pair for just $1.99. All your favorite brands. Men's Lee jeans, buy one, get one free. And men's Hanes underwear, buy one, get one free. This Saturday only at all Boscovs.
Luke here at the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, and it's wintertime here in the Alaska mountains, and I'm going to be camping in deep snow. I'm going to be building my own shelter, cooking good food. I'm going to be using snowshoes and skis to explore these mountains, and I'm bringing you guys along for the ride. I think this is a good spot. This sled right here is called the Polk. A couple of weeks ago, I was having loads of trouble with it flipping on me. I think I solved it. I went ahead and got a second sled, and I bolted the 2 sleds together at the mounting brackets, and now if it flips over, doesn't matter. Additionally, I put all my heavy stuff in the Polk, and all my big bulky light stuff, like my sleeping bag, put in my backpack. Help keep the center of gravity of my Polk lower. And those 2 things have really helped. I haven't had any trouble today. Looks like the snow is 180 centimeters or 6 feet deep. Oh, I'm getting hungry. I need a little snack break. I think I'm going to indulge a little bit. I have myself a cherry fry pie. All these are good. All right, I put my snow saw down right over here and I can't find it. Where did that thing go? Okay, I'm going to review my footage and see where I put it. Okay, I think I know where it is. Sure enough, there it is. That was so random. Okay, see that? You can see light through the snow. When you can see light through the snow, that means you got less than 2 feet to go. So I'm getting close. Oh. All right, I got the tarp up and just in time. The snow's really starting to come down. But I need to go ahead and seal up the edges. It's almost 4 p.m. It's getting dark. Can't leave anything on the ground. It'll get buried. So you see right here, this is going to be my bed tonight, but it's not exactly flat. And I'd also like to push that wall back a little bit so I'm not right up against the ice. Filled up my sled full of snow. Now I gotta take it out of here. That's looking pretty good. All right, we're going to use my probe and we're going to measure the bed, make sure it's long enough. All right, so the bed looks like it's about 8 feet long, and that's the minimum length I can handle. I'm kind of a tall guy, and I want at least a few inches of air in between me and any of these ice walls. If my sleeping bag rubs up against any of the ice in the middle of the night, it'll get so cold. Kind of moving around as much, it's starting to get cold. I think I need to put my down jacket on. I gotta tell you, it is luxurious having a shelter you can stand up in. Oh, if I had this tarp pitched on the ground like it normally would be, I'd have to be kneeling in the snow and ice, and it just sucks the heat out of you. Not to mention it makes it really hard to change your clothes. I'll tell you what, I really love these X-Ped sleeping mats in the wintertime. They are so warm. And it comes with this pump sack to help inflate it. That's a really common feature in all the major camping brands here in the U.S. There we go, got plenty of space. I don't have to worry about rolling off the edge or snuggling up to the ice in the middle of the night. This will work. This is an emergency bivvy in case you get caught in a snowstorm and you need a quick shelter. It also works good to protect your sleeping mat or your sleeping bag if you're sleeping in a shelter rather than a tent. Had a lot of trouble with my stove last trip. I went and cleaned it out really good. It seems to be working well now. Takes a little while for these sleeping bags to fluff up in the cold. Give them time. Wow, that boiled so quickly. All right, got some boiling back rice. And we got these curry packs. Let them get warm. All right. Got some instant Japanese curry here. Just heat and serve. Piping hot curry just sounds so amazing right now. All this hot water and hot curry is just steaming my shelter up. I can tell a real temperature difference between my head and my feet. My feet are kind of cold, my head's nice and warm. All that hot moisture is just rising to the top of my shelter. Got to eat fast in the wintertime. Your food gets cold very quickly. You know that crazy thing is? This whole packet of curry and the whole packet of rice is less calories than that one fry pack. Man, that hit the spot. I think I'm going to make some dessert. Check it out, this is bread pudding. I just mixed all the ingredients raw into the bag, vacuum sealed it, froze it, and now I just boil it for about 15-20 minutes and it'll cook in the bag and then I can eat it. There we go, did the dishes. My little cooking table's a bit sketchy, but I really appreciate not having to cook on the ground. The reason why I'm using it is I don't want to have to be down on the ground. It's hard on my back, it's hard on my knees, and it gets you so cold kneeling on the ground. There's probably a 10-degree difference between up here versus down here. Temperature's dropping quick. I'm going to use some of these body warmers. These things are magic. I love them. They last about 12 hours and they have a sticker on the back. Slap one on your chest, one in your lower back. These things do work really well. I want some vanilla ice cream to go with my bread pudding. I just need one key ingredient. Nice fluffy stuff, that's what you want. All right, we're gonna make vanilla ice cream. We just need sweetened condensed milk and some vanilla extract. There we go, got a little cup of homemade vanilla ice cream. Oh yeah, that's looking good. There we go. A delicious bread pudding. Well, if you guys have never had bread pudding, it's basically French toast. You basically take eggs and cream, sugar, vanilla, raisins, cinnamon, mix it all up, pour it over chunks of bread, and then bake it or steam it. Yeah, and it tastes really good with vanilla ice cream. You can use the same technique with a lot of different things. You can put cake batter in there, brownie batter. Oh, that was good. The snow ice cream is really good. It's a fun one to try at home if you ever get a snow day. I got some powdered tang. Hot tang on a winter campout, man. That's nostalgic. That's what we used to drink growing up. All right, we're not going to waste this hot water. I'm going to stick that in my sleeping bag, get it all nice and pre-warmed. And I sure do love the fact I can stand up in this shelter. Makes a huge difference. All right, got my puffy pants. I'm gonna put those on, and got some down slippers. Time to hop on in. It's nice having an elevated bed. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, guys, this is cozy. I'm nice and toasty warm, and even though it's still cold in here, this is a lot warmer than some of the snow shelters I've slept in. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera, but it's snowing so hard I can hear it hitting the roof of the tent. The snow isn't sloughing off the shelter the way I'd like it to, and so it's kind of piling up right here. And that's going to get heavy. If we get too much snow, it could cause the tent to fall down in the middle of the night. I don't want that. So for the next couple hours while I'm just sitting here listening to my audiobook, I'm going to keep an eye on that. A lot of snow built up on the tent. Oh, man, it's getting full. Oh, it's 2 a.m. Woo, it's really coming down now. So far, I've had to clear off the tarp about every 2 hours. All right. Good night. Oh, good morning. Snow stopped, but it is cold. Luckily, it's warm in my sleeping bag. I'm just hanging out in here because I don't want to get out. Oh, my back. Oh, putting on frozen boots. Always a joy. Luckily, my boots weren't too wet last night, so they didn't freeze up bad. They warmed up pretty quick. Oh, there's my gloves. Those are frozen. Oh, there's my gloves. Went through a little bit wet last night. I put them in the bottom of my bag and dried up nicely. Stove warmed things up pretty nice in here. You see the frost is melted on the inside of the tent. My feet are still cold, but the top half of me's warm. Oh, my glasses are all fogged up. Ah, there you go, nice and toasty warm. For breakfast, we're having one of my favorite meals, biscuits and gravy. I got a nice sausage gravy here. Stick that in there, let that warm up. I'm just gonna go ahead and sit them right as like that. Let them get warmed up. I'm gonna warm up my plate so it doesn't chill my food. There we go. Oh, I love biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy is one of the easiest meals, but it's so delicious. Heavy whipping cream, pork sausage, lots of pepper. Very traditional meal in the southern U.S. I'll tell you what, this has not been a bad shelter at all. For the size of the tarp I'm using, I'm getting a lot of space. And when the stove's on, it's actually kind of warm, you know, from about waist up. I got room to store my stuff. I got an elevated bed. The only drawback is this tarp can't support a ton of snow. If it was snowing really hard, like, 6 inches every hour, I'd be clearing this thing off every 10, 15 minutes. When the snow gets a little bit deeper, though, I can dig a proper snow cave, then you don't have to worry about that. this is pretty. That is gorgeous. I think I'm gonna do some skiing. Oh, I took it out. We got a bunch of ice fog here. I think it's gonna burn off though. We're gonna have a gorgeous day today. I'm skiing in my pole tracks, and it's like the best groomed trail ever. I feel so light and nimble. That sun's starting to disappear already. Whew. Not too far from the top though. Oh, made it. Just in time too. It's starting to get dark. Oh, wow. Look at that view. Check it out, on the bottom of my skis, I've got seal skin. It's a synthetic fur that allows me to scoot across the snow and ski uphill. Now, I'm gonna take them off. Roll it up. You gotta put them in your pocket, keep them warm, otherwise the stickiness will freeze up. Take this, scoot that like that. Now they're downhill skis. Now, I promise you won't laugh, guys. I've only been downhill skiing once in the last 20 years, so I'm a little rusty. But if you're gonna fail, what a beautiful day to fail on. And I'll do it one-handed while I'm at it. Ooh, so far, so good. It's slowly coming back to me. Oh. All right. Oh. Just got a little bit of an uphill part to go through. Oh. Wow, getting the hang of it. Oh, I think I got the rust off, but that's it. It's time to switch back to my skins. We're back in cross-country mode. Took about 2 hours to go up the mountain, 20 minutes to go down. But I feel like I got some of the rust off. I gotta tell you what, this is a lot more enjoyable when you're not pulling all that gear. Oh. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more videos from the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, make sure to click subscribe. All right, guys, I'll see you next video.
If you like this video, don't forget to check out the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, where we have hundreds of videos just like this. And don't forget to click subscribe so you can see other great videos every Saturday morning. Hit that bell button so you'll get notifications. Thanks for watching.
Febreze. Love your plugins but wish you had more scent control? Meet the Febreze Plug Scent Booster. Enjoy the same 50 days of continuous scent as Febreze Plug, including a cord for flexible placement options and a boost button for extra scent. Febreze Plug Scent Booster.
Senator Fetterman has expressed concern about vehicle mandates, even calling them overly aggressive. Senator Fetterman's right, and he has the opportunity to defend consumers and Pennsylvania jobs. Tell Senator Fetterman to repeal the gas car ban.
Frozen, kind of loose pine needle forest floor. And that's not going to hold anything, particularly if the wind blows. And over in the actual camping spot, that's hard-packed frozen gravel, which is also not really good at holding anything in any serious way. So we'll get this tied on, and we'll get the glamping set up, ready to go. got everything loaded into the tent. We've got it secured. Before we lose our sun power, I'm just going to go and take a look at the lake because it is very picturesque out here. And it's an awesome spot. We should be here for a couple of days, so it's a bit of a longer adventure than usual. And I know I'm going to get people asking about the sound. If there is any wind noise, I do have a windsock, like a dead cat. It's the big fuzzy ball on the mic, but they got their limits. So that's all we can do for that. Oh, yeah. Don't worry, you don't have to tell me twice. I will not deposit any money, which is nice because usually it'll be $21 or something and I don't have exact change and I end up putting in 30 or 25, muttering, "Keep the change, you filthy animals." So it's really nice for a change to find a nice free spot. No firewood today, but it looks like they normally do have some firewood. But for free 99, I don't expect any firewood. All right, and beautiful wife is over there domesticating our little tent. Getting it all nice and cozy for tonight. This promises to be quite good. Yeah, it's really been domesticated up in here. So this is what I'm talking about on the microphone here. I got this little fuzzy ball, a dead cat or a windsock, and it does what it can, but you know, there's always going to be some clipping when there's a lot of wind. Anyhow, I've got my big buddy 18,000 BTU of warming power, so that will work for us tonight. Hooked up to the outside there's a 20-pound propane cylinder. There's the Jackery here, which I do bring on a lot of adventures. It's a 500 watt hour, and on that I got the trouble light with an LED bulb in it, so that's really good. Got a couple of these cots here with the Cabela's ones that are hard to put together, with a foamy and some sleeping bags on top of it, a bunch of food, step 2s, glorious things like that. Outside there is nature, and I'll just give a brief overview of this tent. I will touch a little bit more on it, but it's got the 2 entrances, triangle zipper things, so that the other one I had a curve in the zipper, and that just made it a real hassle to open and close. We got ventilation screens. There's 2 there, one on either side. Lots of windows in this thing, which is awesome. And the windows, this part actually comes out as well, so you can have a hole right there on the outside. When I put in a wood stove, I'll probably replace one of these panels with some sheet metal and do a little stove jack through the side that way. Then I can return it to normal use if I don't want the wood stove in it. So that's what we got in here. And we're going to be cooking on the fire tonight. I didn't bring my normal little campy stove thing because the fire's nice and we're going to have one anyways. That's that. So moving right along. I'm getting a little bit thirsty, so I think we know what's going to happen next. It is time to crack Alexander Keith's today. And of course, everybody at home, you can crack yours as well. Not everybody drinks beer, so it could be a pop, it could be step 3, whatever it is for you. Cheers, guys. The sun is setting on another day on this world, and we're going to have to shelter in place here pretty aggressively. Because that snow, I can feel it. It's coming within the next few hours. We've got the heater on. We're just in this tent right now trying to stay warm. And it's not proving too difficult because it's not actually that cold out. But that should probably change overnight. Seems that the wind has died down. We don't have our snow particles coming down yet. But I expect that to change quite shortly. Gonna just do a simple meal tonight. We got a nicer one planned for tomorrow night. And we're just gonna cook up some smoked sausages with some buns, maybe some sauerkraut, maybe some mustard. Who knows what the evening's going to bring. And get the fire started now rather than later when it's snowing and the wind's blowing. And hey, if you can start a barbecue, you can start a campfire. Just a little bit of this barbecue starter stuff in there. I give it a healthy dose. Beats trying to do it again when it goes out. And the stuff is like jellied, basically jellied kerosene by the looks of it. So it's fairly safe to, well, clearly it's not exploding like gasoline would. But there we go. That should get the party started nicely. And yeah, conserve our wood as much as possible. And it's not bushcrafty, but it'll do. And that's not a slight on bushcraft. I'm very fond of a lot of bushcrafters. It's just not what I do. And I don't want to claim to be an expert or even remotely knowledgeable about bushcraft. Oh, okay, there we go. That's good. Things are clouding over really severely here. So I'm going to get the dinner on the grill. Smoked sausages. And really simple one tonight. Tomorrow is going to be a little more complex, but yeah, we have a storm coming, I think. I'm not sure 100%, but who knows what the weather predictions actually pan out to be. We'll cook these up and get right back into hunkering down in the old tent. These look about done. They're filled with cheese, so it looks a little rude when they cook. However, delicious. I'm gonna enjoy these in the tent because there is no bears around these parts. Back into the tent, super cozy. Gonna get the smokies here, which are Canadian for smoked sausages. But yeah, just a sprinkle of mustard on here. And then tomorrow we can actually relax, enjoy the trip without trying to take the whole tent down and everything in the morning. So that's awesome. It's gonna be a really cool trip out here. Yes. There we go. Western Family mustard, buck. It's a fantastic deal. There we go. Yum, yum. Absolutely perfect. And the wind is still blowing, but not too violently. We're anchored down if there is an issue with that. But the stars are all gone. It's clouded over, which means there is snow coming. Between 10 and 20 centimeters tomorrow, which will be 3 to 6 inches of snow for us. So we'll see what happens. And in the meantime, I'm just going to sit here watching Simpsons or something. Good morning. It snowed a whole lot. The roof collapsed a couple of times in the night. Had to wake up and pop it back up, which is not unusual with these hub things if they get a load of snow on them. Sometimes I put a little stick. I have an extendable painter's pole that I just right there to hold it up. But I didn't bring it this time because we got the bed right in the middle. So we're going to see what this damage is like outside. See if we can actually make it out of this parking lot. Because, yeah, it's stormy. It's going to get stormier. If we can actually make it into town, we'll grab a little bit more supplies because if there's a little bit more snow, I don't know when they're going to actually plow this road, but I think there's probably like that much snow out there right now. So let's take a look. Certainly was a fair bit of snow. As you can see, the car is under there somewhere. Our tent held up okay. The quantity of snow is formidable. And we're going to try to drive into town through this. And you can see we do run the risk, if there is any more snow, of being stuck here. And I've just stepped on a few things. Fire starter stuff from yesterday. And I have a GoPro out here somewhere too that was recording a time lapse. And where would that be? It'll be in here somewhere. Snow. I should have brought my big humongous astronaut boots. That would have been useful for today. Right. Where is the GoPro? Mystery of the day. And where would that be? It'll be in here somewhere. Wait. There we are. Still recording. Huh, what a surprise. Definitely going to grab a little more stuff to stay out here longer. This may turn into next week's video too. At least I can upload from here because there's really good cell service, but maybe stranded here for a little bit. Who knows? There is a private park operator that takes care of these parks, including the roads, and they'll eventually be around to shovel this place out, but I don't think they're expecting anybody to actually be camping up here. We're about to fully explore the limitations of the all-wheel drive system on a Hyundai Santa Fe. It is really, really deep. You can see there. Now, I should be using the GoPro to film this, except I'm using the big main camera, because the GoPro, I dug it out of the snow, I brought it into the car, and I plugged it in, and it made the worst beep I've ever heard it make. And then smoke started coming out of it. So I don't think it's going to film anything else after what I put it through last night. So here goes nothing. I have no idea if we're going to get stuck or not. But if we make it into town before there's any more snow, because this may be quite a while before they clear all this out, we're going to have enough stuff that we could last here a week or two. Like we're going to load up because they will eventually plow this. But when? That's the question. Okay, here we go. not so bad. Not so bad at all. That is a great thing because I was really expecting a little more trouble. We haven't made it to town yet, but it's doable. We can do this if we're careful. So we're gonna grab a few more things for an extended stay we can plan on. I heard there's snow warning coming, but I didn't think it would be anything like this. Like, look at this. Now, it was a big load of snow, and I didn't realize it until I backed up to take a nice picture of these boughs. Our car is literally like, we're dragging the skid plate through the snow here. So it's working a lot easier than I thought it would. But yeah, when we're like leveling off, like, yeah. If anybody's wondering what I have for tires, they're new tires, so that's probably what it is. I can't even see what they are, but I'll let you guys know in the description or something what kind of tires I'm using, because this is actually impressive.
Meet the IHOP House Faves value menu. Everything's just $6. Like the breakfast faves combo, $6. French toast breakfast, $6. $6 for all this and all that. That's a lot of breakfast for $6. Weekdays at IHOP.
Want to take the next step with Entivio? Then it's time to talk to your healthcare provider. With Entivio, you may be able to pay as little as $5 per dose. Plus, our team can help connect you with additional support programs.